The truth on my lips and Christ's love in my heart. Take care. Good day to you. What do you need? May the Lord watch over you. Take care now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, lad, don't you want a little wager on the rat acorn, eh?
I've brought you something.
Thank you, but I'm not quite sure what to do with it.
Well, if something bad happens to you again, it could come in handy.
I see. Well, that's a kind thought, but I'm not sure it would do much good against those three big men.
Don't you want to do something together again?
I can't now. Come back in the evening, will you?
I'd like to know...
What do you think of the Lord here, Sir Hanush?
He comes from the glorious line of the Lords of Lipa. Folks say he's a bit hot-headed, but he took us in, so he must be a good Christian.
Who's this Sir Hans Capon?
He's actually the real Lord of Rete, and Sir Hanush is only his guardian, because Sir Hans is underage and his father is dead. Folks say he's a spoilt young pup with an eye for the lasses.
How are the Skalitz folk getting on?
They're alive, that's the main thing. They have shelter, but they're just scraping by. Rete's citizens aren't happy the town is full of beggars who don't look like leaving anytime soon.
Do you know anything about those human rapists? About... you know.
They came to Hungary from God knows where, and now they... well, folk tell awful stories about them. I hope I never see them again.
So, how'd you like it in Ratai?
It's a big town with good strong walls, so I suppose we're safe here. And they took us in our hour of need, but for how much longer? They'll grow tired of us soon enough.
That's all.
Have you got a moment? I'd like to ask a few questions about Skalitz. I don't remember much.
All right. What do you want to know?
How did you get me away from Skalitz?
It wasn't easy. Sir Robard and his men helped load you on a wagon, and we harnessed an old nag the bandits had left behind. The soldiers escorted us all the way here, God bless them.
Why would Zbyszek do that? I never thought much of him, but banditry?
He was always a nasty piece of work. Doesn't surprise me he joined them. If you knew what he did to me.
Tell me.
When those cumins, they call them, when the cumins came, Zbyszek pushed me out in front of them and fled. He sacrificed me to save his own hide.
That bastard! Where's the sword I had?
You had a sword? It's gone now. Those scum took everything, including your horse.
I don't give a damn about the horse. I stole it anyway. But my father forged that sword for Sir Radzig. I promised father I'd take it to him. I have to get it back.
Well, you can't. Just be thankful you're still alive.
What happened to the other survivors from Skalitz?
They sought refuge in Rete, and some of the Rete folk are none too happy about it.
And Matthew, Fritz and Matthias? Johanka? Did they make it?
They're alive. I heard Matthias is at the stud farm in Merhojed. Johanka is in Sasau, and Fritz and Matthew, well, you know them. They're up to no good somewhere. The only trouble they'll be in is of their own making.
What about Sir Radzig?
Sir Hanush, he's the Lord of Rete. He gave his lower castle to Sir Radzig, a place called Perkstein. Sir Hanush lives at the upper castle. The Skalitz folk have made camp in front of it.
How did you get away from those cumins?
I thought I was finished, but I grabbed a dagger from one of them and... Wait, how do you know what happened to me?
I don't. That's why I asked how you fled from Skalitz.
I see. Well, they came to the mill and slaughtered everyone, and kept me for last. I was terrified, but when they tried to... I took a dagger from one of them and cut their throats. They looked so surprised. Then I fled through the mines.
So sorry. I won't trouble you anymore. Let's leave it be.
En unas misiones importantes
I feel
antes
quite hungry.
de la guerra esta, sí, antes de esto, miren, antes de la guerra de Privislavitz. Vamos a ir a hacer algunas misiones antes. Así como para mejorar las skills y todo eso. Del personaje. Es lejos, ¿cierto?
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Acá es donde, antes de volverme muchas cosas, había un lugar acá, en este bosque donde tocaba hacer una misión.
God be with you.
What are you up to, poacher?
I wasn't hunting. That carcass was already lying there when I came.
Well, you still have the bow you shot the poor wretch with.
This? I have this for defence. These days you can't even leave the village without a weapon.
Well, you're right there. These are troubled times. All right. I suppose you're not the guilty one after all.
I'm glad you saw sense. And what exactly were you doing here anyway?
What are you getting at?
It'll be easier for you if you confess.
You can't go flinging around accusations against honest folk. I'm going to the town to report you. You see if I don't.
God be with you.
Y corre mucho.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sí, ¿para qué me quería reportar?
Yeah. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Queda pegadito de la ciudad, del pueblo de esos en el campo de los bandidos.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Ya. bueno.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ya.
Yeah.
Ya voy a llegar aquí.
Yeah.
Estoy acá.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that? Good health to you.
I'm looking for Father Simon.
I'm looking for the priest, Father Simon, and I heard you might know of him.
Simon? What do you want him for?
I'm looking for the priest who used to take care of St. James, and the locals tell me they saw him around here.
I don't know if I can help you there. He'll never go back to his parish if you ask me. Very well. What is it you want to know?
What went on between Simon and your daughter?
Nothing that hasn't happened before. Our Mary was his housemaid in Skalitz. She was pretty, very pretty. And he was young, and so things went the way they do between comely young folk. She came back home one day, heavy with child.
Uy,
Yes, these things happen. What can you do?
I said as much. I was just glad our girl was provided for. Only she never had the chance to hold that babe in her arms. She didn't live through the birth.
¿cómo?
I'm very sorry.
Uy,
Such is a woman's lot in life. Men die in battle, and women in the arms of the midwife.
And what happened to Simon?
The poor man, he took it the worst. He was sure God's wrath smote Mary for her fornication.
That's rubbish. People lie together out of wedlock all the time, and God never smites them down.
That's just what I told him. But it's hardly my place to lecture a priest. And who knows? Maybe he was right. The Lord moves in mysterious ways. He was overflowing with grief.
he
He barely spoke, didn't eat, refused to take a new housemaid. And then, one fine day, the presbytery was deserted. It took a good season before another priest came along.
Where can I find him? He's said to be wandering around here somewhere.
I heard that too, and I'm inclined to believe it, even though I haven't seen him myself.
How come?
After our poor Mary went to her rest, we used some of the money he'd paid us to put a cross up by the roadside. And lately, there's been wreaths of comfrey turning up next to it. I don't take them there, nor my husband neither.
You think Simon does?
Who knows? Maybe it's a miracle. I could believe anything. But there's not been fresh ones for a while, so perhaps he's moved on elsewhere again.
I see.
Can you tell me where that cross is?
Certainly. There are settling tanks for the mines to the west of Skalitz. On the hill above them in the woods, there are several paths. Mary's Cross is by one of them, close to the brook.
All right, thanks. I'll be going.
Very good then. And if you do find him, let him know that we have no hard feelings.
I'll tell him.
Good luck then.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Señor, usted está trabado. ¿Qué le pasó? ¿Por qué está haciendo eso?
Good health to you.
It may sound strange, but I'm looking for Simon, the priest.
Father Simon? I last saw him when he was paying me damages. That was back when Mary was still with us. If you want to know something, ask the wife. I don't have the time or the will to talk about that man.
I understand. Thank you.
Good luck then.
Do you want something? Come now.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Ah, no tengo. Yo creo que sí. El caballo está. Creo, ¿cierto? Así que está bien. Estamos haciendo algo muy malo. Hércules and his diet.
If I want to leave the province, I'll have to get permission from Sir Radzik.